Every day when I shave, I start out with washing my face with a product called Mountain Ocean Skin Coconut Trip. It's the best thing on earth. All natural. I have some shaving soap, but I got some of this stuff left that's been sitting here for a few years, probably about 8 years actually, because I don't really use it. I have my Badger brush, my mug, a shaving mug. Of course, from time to time I do have a Norelco when I'm kind of lazy and in a rush, but I'm going to take my time here. Unfortunately for me, shaving takes a long time. This is my Gillette, I don't know what the hell you call it, Gillette Mach 3 with the vibration. I don't know if you can hear that. I always soak my face up with hot water, as hot as I can bear. Rinse all the soap off. With hot water. The hot water opens the pores up so I can get the other soap in my face or around my beard area. Now, generally, you wet your Badger brush real nice. I actually got this Badger brush from Art of Shaving. I prefer the soap, but the soap that I like, I don't want to waste it. Is that Mountain Ocean's pretty doggone expensive. Also, I have some virgin olive oil. I pour a little bit of that in my hand and I put it in the shaving area. I rub it in gently and generously. Make sure it penetrates the bristles and the pores. It lubricates my hair shaft. And I gotta rinse the remnants off of my hands because I don't want to get the virgin olive oil. On my shaving utensils. Fill the sink with warm water so I can clean off the Mach 3 with every couple of passes. And make sure my Mach 3 is nice and wet. And use your shaving brush with your nice warm shaving cream. Because I didn't use soap with hot water to set it up, it's kind of hard to do that with the shaving cream. The trick is you use hot water on the Badger brush. And because the hot water's in the Badger brush, when you rub it into your face, you get this nice warm lather. the soap works a whole lot better. It feels like heaven. But again, the soap that I have, that soap that I showed you, that stuff's about $7 a bar. I got it at Whole Foods. And normally I'd say, you know what, Whole Foods is very expensive, and it is generally. But that soap, if you try it, you'll find that it is well worth it. So, there's two techniques I use for shaving my face, because I'm an Afro-American. I shave with the grain, across the grain in one direction, across the grain in the other direction. But I'm kind of in a rush today, and I don't really want to cause any irritation, so I'm going to shave across the grain and across the grain. Now my hair here grows up till right above the Adam's apple, and then it grows down. Just like that. So I'm going to go that way, 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 and that way, that way. And then I'm going to go back in the opposite direction. I also like to put a little bit of shaving cream on here. Gives for an extra smooth shave. This technique right here is called buffing. If you got sensitive skin, you don't want to do it. Also, it's better to use it on one of the older type safety razors, because it doesn't have the Lubrish smooth strip. I just want to demonstrate that. It'll wear your Lubrish smooth strip up, but it cleans the face nice. Gets rid of dead skin and all that whatnot. The other technique is called the Gillette slide, where you bring it down and across, down and across. Basically, you shave on a cross. I'm not going to do that because I said I was going to do it, this shaving technique, across the grain. So, to properly do the buffing, I would have to not lift the razor up when I bring it across. So shaving across the grain is better with very curly hairs. Never shave against the grain. Pretty much the only place I can shave against the grain successfully without getting ingrown hairs is in this area, because the hair is absolutely straight. The other hair is not. Some people may not be able to do this. I can't speak for all Negroes, all Afro-Americans. Some people just got some woolly hair on their face and hairy, coarse hair, and they can't do it. My hair is relatively coarse, but it's probably not as, my skin's probably not as sensitive as most. And I may have inherited this facial hair from actually my mother's side, her father. Her paternal grandfather was a person of English-Irish descent. And when I say English-Irish descent, it had an Irish name that was anglicized from the classic Irish O'Day to change to Day, D-A-Y, which is akin to the name Davidson and Davids. and Davy. So a lot of English people that actually have Irish names, they just spell it different. Like the name Brian. You run into an Irishman named Brian, his last name's probably spelled B-R-I-A-N. You run into an Englishman, it's probably spelled B-R-Y-A-N. And he will swear that he is English. Because everyone knows it only takes like 2-3 generations to become another ethnicity. In the case of the English, I do believe the English the Angles of Saxony did come to a land that was peopled by Celts. Anyway, people are from Wales. I don't know what their proper ancient name was. Alright, that came out pretty well. So again, I'm shaving across the grain. Think of shaving against the grain, and it's really not good even for people with straighter hair that grows straight out of their face. But their hair shaft cross section is circular, whereas wavy hair and curly hair more, it's very flat. So think of when you do a Christmas ribbon and you take the scissors and you curl it. Well, technically that's what happens, because when you shave against the grain, you're actually cutting the hair below the surface, and because it's flat, you actually curl it, and that causes it to grow in. I can't clean this up. That's why I like to shave 3 ways, with the grain, against the grain, and again against the grain. But this seems to be faster, and I take less strokes, so there's less irritation, or what they call razor burn. That was my first passes. Now normally when I shave, I do 3 passes, but it takes me too long in the morning, and then I'm late for work. And the town manager be like, can we try to be on time? And then I say, no, I can't be on time. I can either be early or I can be late. Well, let's try to be early. I said, okay, well, I'm going to be early. And every day I'm early, I'm going to come in your office, sit down and talk to you. Shaving is time. It takes time, and it's an art. You're supposed to take your time. It's a journey. You know, I like shaving with straight razor, but that takes even longer than this, because you don't want to butcher yourself. Right. I put too much shaving cream in this mug, but it's all right. This stuff's been sitting there for about 7 years, and it still works well. So now you know you can store Gillette shaving cream for years. Now all I gotta do remember now is which way I shaved before. I think I shaved this way. Did I shave this way? Or did I shave that way? I think I shaved that way, and I think I did that. Because this hair actually doesn't grow back like that. It grows like that. And this hair grows back like that. I don't know why that is, but it does. Now, the olive oil is still on my skin. It's providing me with extra protection. And it's actually protecting my Looper smooth strip so it doesn't get all worn out. There's a little hair right there I missed. That gives me a temptation to shave against it, but I won't. Because you can see it's flat. It's like really flat against the face. My face is kind of funny, like my hair. Some of my hairs are straight. My face, some of them actually do stand out. Come out of straight out of my face, and the great majority of them are flat and they lie against the face. It actually took me years, about 3 years, to come up with a technique for shaving across the grain by myself because I had nobody to show me how. I had no mentor. So I struggled with ingrown hairs for a few years before I said, wait a minute, why am I shaving against the grain? This is stupid. And start watching those Gillette commercials. Short guy, do this. Worst part is when they show a black guy do that. I'm like, get the heck out of here. How many of us can do that? Like 1%? And the black man ain't supposed to have no beard anyway. This is contribution of our Anglo-Saxon, German, Irish, well, we won't go into that history. Yeah, I'm kind of scared to shave across that one the way I want to. I do not want any ingrown hairs there. That doesn't feel good. It's right neck where my neck folds because I don't have turkey neck. See, I can use my finger to see which way it's growing, and it's growing that way. It's going up, but it's growing that way, so I just shave across. Nobody pays any mind to that part anyway. It feels good enough. Again, if you shave against the grain, you will feel no hair going against the growth. But the amount of hair that's still there is so minute that it's not really visible. So you do that and you got afro hair or curly hair. It'll feel smooth that first day. And the next day, you won't have any hair coming out. And it's like, it ain't gone. The hair should be out the next day. It'll be under your skin, burrowing. Because the hair is flat, it's weak. Even though it has the same mass as the straight or the wavy hair. Again, the cross section's flat. The wavy hair is oval and the straight hair is round. So the shaft is a whole lot stronger than the curly hair, which is flat. It doesn't have the rigidity to break through the skin that will grow over it. And the skin will grow over it in like a day. There's nothing you can do about that. whatever reason, I nicked myself. Well, that's it for that shave. Now all I do is rinse my face off with hot water as hot as I can bear. And what that does is it opens up the pores again. And then I rinse off with cold water. And what that does is close the pores. Some of you say, why are you doing that? All it's doing is opening and closing the pores. But that is untrue. It doesn't just open and close the pores. What it does is the cold water tempers your skin, just like you temper metal. So if you have a sensitive skin, over time, skin will become tougher by hot and cold. Now, I use alcohol, 91% alcohol, as an aftershave. It helps to stop ingrown hairs. It doesn't have all the fragrances that can be an irritation to sensitive skin. And I have sensitive skin. See, I got one little nick right there. Ooh, another nick. That's one kind of like to shave 3 ways. But I didn't, so. But not too bad. I put a lot on, disinfect. Now I guess I'm ready for late. I'm ready for, that was a Freudian slip. I'm ready for work if I'm not late. I hope I'm not late.